This chapter definitely was has a huge, crazy, very emotional chapter. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Adams gave my latest view on Attack on Titan, chapter E4. Right now, this chapter was by far one of the most surreal of all, because we get to learn that a choice is made, and a very difficult decision had to be done. Okay, let's get started. This chapter, about the decision because they want to use the serum to turn either Armin or Arwen into a Titan ship to save their life. However, no, it's into conflict because Levi he wants to use this thing Arwen, while Armin's be saved by Mikasa and Eren. And right now leading to a confrontation. I said this in my last video last month. This was going to lead to a huge confrontation right now, and like I said, it did. Fighting ensues over it, and saying how one is good, better for the other. It's definitely very climatic because this is a hard choice because they're choosing to save one of their comrades to let the other die. You know, this is a choice because they're literally holding the power of life and death in their hands. And they're trusting their faith to this mysterious power they have no idea what to do with. Basically they're at a crossroads. A fork in the road where they have to make a horrible choice. However, however, this is not just their decision because the future of humanity is at stake, and they have to. However, I mean, sure they succeeded in taking down Bertolt and Reiner, but the thing is they the Beast Titan, that general, he's still alive. So, and he's not an easy guy to get at. It took everything Levi had and then some to put, and he nearly died. And everybody else, almost all of them, who gave their lives for this. This was a very, very tough choice. Alright, this is something you had to think about overall, because they're choosing to save one comrade and let another die. The power of life and death is in their hands. You know, this is a very difficult choice. They make this choice, But however, seeing everybody, we get to know that some of our characters are alive. We get to see John, Shasha, even Hanji makes comes right. Even though she did lose an eye, I think. And after that messed up, she did lose her eye. She's trying to calm down because of Eren. Even though Levi, he's lost most of his strength, he's still got enough strength to still fight back and fight over it. Like especially when he knocked Eren loose. I mean, Mika says she probably still has the strength to go, but they're trying to ensure that everybody, like I'm sure I know that this decision is tough, but they're not the only ones who lost everything. Like for example, Jean. This was a surprising move from Jean. From Jean. The tough guy. The one with the hair, one with the brown hair. I telling that the new recruits they gave their lives, sacrificing them, and when they took that pummeling from the boulders, that the Beast Titan threw at them like baseballs. They gave their lives. Hundreds on thousands of comrades, hundreds around hundreds of soldiers, all died out, gave their lives, especially after Erwin's speech about humanity's future and start giving their lives to make sure that the Titans do not win. They gave their lives, and he told them that not a single one of them survived except for Levi, and that is true. They all wiped out in an instant. It was horrible. Well, it was definitely horrible. It wasn't even a battle with the Beast Time what he did. It was a one-sided massacre. Overall they did do their best. They sacrificed their lives to make sure the others win. The decision had to be made. He gave up all those lives. All of them were all young adults, but they were soldiers through and through that will be remembered for their sacrifice and had their blood sealed. Even though they're dead, what they did was not used. What they did was not, for nothing. What they did was for the greater good. Or no matter how much you summon them, they are dead. But he's trying to remind that the reason because humanity does need a leader. Even though Eren countered that Armin was the one who came up with the ideas, to figure out about how the Titans, Titans coming up with the ideas to operate at night, and figuring out who Annie was, even though Armin is very smart, and willing to tell people the ideas, he's not a leader like Armin was. This was a tough tough decisions because they had to choose between their leader and their comrade. Well, one was a comrade. Well, leader is technically a comrade, but and Levi, he had to make a choice. All right, now Levi was the one who made the choice. Overall, well, there was a reason for this. And we get to see there were flashbacks. They were overall emotional, especially between Eren and Mikasa, knowing that the friend they knew, the one they've been with all this time and survived with, especially the one that Eren told about the dream about seeing the ocean, seeing the salt water on the other side of the walls. Oh, and that he forgot for a long time. That he forgot 2 days after Armin said that. He forgot after 2 days. Hey, and all he thought about was the revenge of and for the death of his mother. He still remembered that promise. He still remembered it. He just forgot all this time, and Armin was the one who reminded him of that. Reminded him that there's more to life than just revenge. Overall, it was a tough move, especially when he made the decision. We got to see flashbacks of Levi and Arwen's conversation that to use this and that you must do what you can, and in order to defeat the Titans, you need to. But you also thought about what Arwen said. In order to defeat the Titans, you have to think like a demon, and you have to think like a demon, and use that demon to your advantage. If not, you have to resurrect that demon. Basically, in order to Levi saying that in order to fight these cold-hearted monsters, the Titans, you have to think like them and use whatever means necessary, like a Titan. Basically, fighting fire with fire or fighting cruelty with cruelty, because Titans, and they don't show no mercy. So overall, they are creatures that have a hunger that can't be satisfied and can't be filled. They are monsters overall. But then again, some of them are human, do have intelligence, like the Titan Shifter. So he's saying overall. In the end, there was a decision made. Aid, overall, they managed to save one of their comrades, and it did work. The decision did work, and they used Bertolt as the trigger. They used Bertolt as the one, as the sacrifice. Remember, if you eat a Titan Shifter, you gain their power. Especially if you become a Titan Shifter yourself, you gain their power and knowledge. They made their choice for two reasons. One, because they knew the person they picked, they picked that person because he made a sacrifice. Because that person, gave it their all. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Alarm. They gave it their all. Overall. He came up with some good ideas and made sacrifices and thought of his friends and comrades and even got himself killed doing it. One reason because he gave it his all, even though he was so young. He went headfirst into danger, despite the fact that he wasn't the strongest of warriors. And also another reason was the other person they tried to pick, the one that was the majority vote, everyone's first choice, was dead. Arwen was dead, and Armin was the one that was chosen. It makes sense a little bit. I mean, even though Jean had Arwen in his sights, he could have chosen to finish him off after he fell off his horse for the beating. He could have chosen to kill him right there, but instead he tried to save him and use him, to bring him back using the serum and try to bring him back overall. But in the end, it was too late. He was already too far gone. And we got to see Armin in his Titan form, his Titan Shifter form. He looked a lot like what you call not like Ant. He looked like more. He didn't look like Eren. He looked more like humanish, like skeletal-ish. His skin was a little pale, but we get to see his blonde hair, and kind of like how Annie's. Annie's was blonde too. But her hair was bright. And then there was Krista, aka Historia's sister. About the female Titan. Hers was more pale and skinny differently. It's pretty odd. Titan shifters, different people have different effects and different forms. And we get to see. I want to see how Armin's new Titan powers, held up, in this situation. I want to see how they stand out compared to the others. Overall, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for the subscribe. Thank you. This is Sellavin Adams giving my latest review on Attack on Titan Chapter 84. This was a very, very exciting, progressing, and unique chapter. Bye.